Well, tonight, the U.S. and Russia are involved in another old-fashioned Cold War-styled argument with lots of the usual finger-pointing coming from both sides. This time it involves two ships, one a U.S. cruiser and the other a Russian destroyer, who were competing for space in the western Pacific Ocean when they almost rammed each other. There's the photo. We're going to do a deeper dive on this story in just a moment, and we're going to share some of the video of the incident with you as well. Now, by the way, this is happening about the same time that the U.S. and Russia's treaty relationship is falling apart, and maybe the worst it's ever been. Vladimir Putin has stressed that the U.S. is shaking the framework of international relations with its withdrawal from arms limitation treaties. Here is Julia Shapovalova.
Vladimir Putin is in St. Petersburg this week to participate in the annual International Economic Forum and stressed to the chief editors of world news agencies that Russia can do without extending the Third Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, known as START III. It was signed by the presidents of the United States and Russia back in 2010.
Now we have an agenda on the extension of the START III treaty, but it's possible it won't be renewed. Our newest systems are to ensure the security of Russia for a fairly long historical perspective. I mean that we have made a significant step forward, and I must say bluntly, we have overtaken our competitors in this field in creating hyper-weapon systems. If no one wants to extend the START III treaty, then we won't either. We have already said 100 times that we are ready, but no one is negotiating with us so far.
Putin also warned that by 2021 there will be no restrictions at all that will limit the arms race.
Earlier, several U.S. Democratic senators, chairmen of international affairs committees, the armed forces and the intelligence services of the House of Representatives sent a letter to Donald Trump proposing to extend the START treaty. According to the letter, without the restrictions stipulated by the START treaty, Russia will be able to quickly increase its nuclear arsenal, forcing the U.S. to enter the arms race with the aim of achieving parity. The letter also expressed an opinion of the White House administration that the current START treaty does not cover all of Russia's potential nuclear weapons. The Russian leader also placed blame on the United States for the collapse of the treaty on the control of intermediate range and shorter range missiles.
There, right in the documents, it is written that short-range and medium-range missiles cannot be placed on land. It is written directly. No, they've placed it in Romania and are putting them in Poland now too. This is a direct violation.
The US leadership and NATO last year directly accused Moscow of destroying the INF Treaty over the past few years, when Russia, as they say, developed and put into service a missile in violation of it. Moscow denied it went against the treaty and rejected dismantling the weapons. Putin believes that in leaving the INF Treaty, the United States is continuing down a line of destroying the system of international arms control treaties that was begun, in the opinion of the Russian leader, by the George W. Bush administration in the early 2000s. According to the Russian president, that was the first step towards undermining the entire framework of international relations in the field of global security. For now, it appears the only thing the sides can agree on is a spate of accusations. Julia Shapovalova for the news with Rick Sanchez.
Thank you so much, Julia, for that report. Now to the near collision on the high seas, and we want to share this video with you, and we'd like to also get your feedback on this as well. Here is the altercation. What you see there, two naval ships sailing in each other's wake for several minutes. Now, does it look like a provocation, or is it a sail-by? Two navies trying to salute one another, or trying to attack each other, as one side seems to be saying. Now, the video shows the Russian destroyer from the vantage point of the USS Chancellorsville, which is a guided missile cruiser based in Japan. And you can see the video as it turns. This is from the vantage point of the U.S. ship. The two ships are said to have come within somewhere between 50 to 160 feet of one another. Russian and U.S. reports differ, as you might imagine. Both are blaming one another. But what is interesting is the Russians say it happened in the East China Sea, while the Americans say it happened in the Philippine Sea. That's why we put this map up. See the two yellow dots there? As you see the map, you can get a better reference, as you can tell as well. Neither one of these countries actually is in territorial waters there, because this would be perhaps more akin to Chinese territorial waters, if anything. As often happens with these types of stories, it becomes a case of he said, she said. And of course, both military spokespersons are defending their sailors.